Good morning. Welcome to an easy standing Tai Chi class. This is going to be more on the more gentle side of intensity for our online classes together. So I don't think I posted the chili pepper number, but this would be about a 2 because we are standing up for the class. And we'll be standing for about half an hour, maybe a little bit more. Let me turn this down just a bit. And so you can start a Tai Chi class like this. If you have no experience at all, totally fine. This is slow, soft, low impact movement connected with a real awareness and a practice of breathing well. So all of those things result in just a really relaxing, unwinding practice. And I was thinking about this earlier today, just the beauty of finding exercise that is relaxing. And I think we so oftentimes connect exercise with ramping things up and working hard and being tired when it's over. This is the kind of exercise that is actually relaxing as you go, and you end up having more energy at the end of the practice. So it's just a different kind of experience and dynamic, but it's really beneficial. So again, low impact, low intensity, but whatever you bring to the practice, wherever your energy level is and wherever your kind of stress level might be right now, I would predict that you would finish the half hour feeling better, feeling a little more energized, feeling a little more relaxed. That's the goal, and I think we can get there together. So let's start with our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're going to relax our feet into the floor and start a really gentle weight shift side to side. So I love to start this practice with this nice wide base of support. We're nice and safe here. We don't have to do any high-level balance work. But as we warm up here together, I want to build awareness from the ground up. So our feet are relaxed into the floor, and I want you to draw your attention to the bottoms of your feet. So start to pay attention to your heels and your toes and the arches of your feet as you shift your weight side to side. And maybe using that weight shift to relax the muscles instead of tensing up as you work, which we, often have that pattern of it's time to work, time to tense up. Well, I want to go the opposite direction. So as we work here and as we move through space, I want things to open and relax as you go. And the things that need to support us, the control that needs to kind of kick in for us, it will automatically. But as much as you can, relax those places that can. So let's take this weight shift and let's just gently add a little positioning of the arms where they're not hanging down by your sides, but with hardly any effort, you're just going to float the palms opposite your belly. So think of this area of your body as the center of you. And anatomically, it is. So if we were going to find the center, think of your belly button. And we're going to focus on that center spot, providing a lot of things for us. Those palms are facing the center, and my elbows are relaxed and drop down a little bit. So the minute you feel this kind of thing happening, just go the opposite. Just sink down and relax. And this becomes something that's really manageable and sustainable. Still shifting that weight side to side. Easy shoulders. And let's connect the breath to our movement. So let's breathe in as we shift to one side. And breathe out to the next side. And if you want to add a little bit of a rotation from that center of the body, feel free to do that. As long as your knees feel good here and your hips feel good, no need to force movement when it doesn't feel right. So my belly is leading me to the side and a little bit of a turn, the same direction that you're going. So everything is kind of in agreement and we're floating and flowing one direction and then reversing. Connect that breath, breathing into one side and breathing out to the next. And breathing in and breathing out. We're going to start to just change the arms just a little bit. So the lead direction is just sending that same side hand to a slightly more lifted position, hardly anything at all. It just agrees with what we're already doing. And in Tai Chi, we've progressed to this movement very similar to floating hands like clouds. So everything is moving in one direction softly, and then moving in the next direction. Still connecting that breath, so we're breathing in one way and breathing out the next way. That nice flow in and out, left and right. It's all hooked together. A few more times like this. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Good. All right, let's come back to our center position. Relax the arms down by your sides. Face the toes towards the front. Right back to that weight shift that we started with. Feel the weight of your arms hanging. Maybe give them a little shake out. Notice if there's any tension being held in your arms or your shoulders or your neck. And we're going to play with releasing that tension. All right. Bringing our bodies into a center position. Remember, this is the center of our body. So when we're in center, we have pretty much equal weight on each foot. Again, notice the bottoms of your feet. Notice where your weight is distributed on your feet. So maybe equal between your heels and the balls of your feet. And then relax your lower back. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. What I'm doing is I'm softening all of my joints. Instead of going straight up and down, where my knees are kind of locked back and my ankles are stiff and my lower back is stiff and arched a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let everything relax and come to a much more comfortable place. So in Tai Chi, you can call that a little sinking down, or dropping the tailbone a little bit. Just make sure you don't go overdo it and then be standing like this, because this is hard to hang on to. And then your knees start getting sore and your thighs start getting tired. It's just a little bit, all right? Okay, doing some shoulder rolls from this position, sending the shoulders a little front and up Roll them back, and then when you come down, maybe a little more of a sink down. Again, roll front. I'm lifting the whole body a little bit with the shoulders, and then I'm rolling the shoulders back and sinking everything down again. Connecting the breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time like this. Breathe in. And breathe out. Nice. Let's do a little more with the shoulders. So we're going to cross the arms over the front of the body and then float the elbows up any amount. The palms just follow that float, and then the arms open side and relax all the way down. Keeping everything soft. Breathe in to cross and lift. And breathe out to relax down. So this is called opening the heart like a flower. You can think of your heart of having that opening and releasing moment. And then when you come down, everything's lighter and freer. One more time. Cross the body, float the elbows, open, and then sink back down and relax. Good. All right, let's come back to that weight shift that we started with. Go back to moving the feet a little bit. Remember, here's our belly button. Here's the center of our body, and we're going to be shifting that weight with that center as our movement initiator. So as we shift over to your left side, so you're looking at me like in a mirror, right? So when I go over this way, we go together this way to your left, and then we go together this way to your right. So we're going to shift the weight a little bit further and really support ourselves on that left foot. Right foot advances and rests on the floor a little in front. And then ease that foot back in. And the same thing happens on the other side. Relax. So this is called an empty step. This is getting into a little more balance work. So you are supporting and balancing on one leg at a time. Breathe in to step. And breathe out to place. And breathe in. And out. Remember the whole body when we did our opening the heart like a flower and everything came down to rest. Same thing here. There's a little lift. And when you place that foot, everything sinks down and relaxes. Draw it in and step. Breathe. And exhale, place. You can leave the arms where they are, or if you want to come back to that nice soft position, palms opposite the center of the body, you can just float them right into place. So the whole body's moving over to the left. Place the right toes, soften down. And move everything over to the right. And soften everything down. Let's go one more time each side. And step on the left foot. Exhale, place the right toes. And step. And place. Nice. So that's our empty step. We've got our balance working for us. Those reactions are all warmed up. So let's do a little bit more. All right. So our footwork that we just practiced was coming straight towards the front. Now we're going to be using a direction that is on a diagonal direction. We're going to do a bow step. So instead of releasing and coming forward, with that opposite leg. We're still balancing on one foot, but that free leg is gonna draw in, rest for a moment, and then change direction towards that diagonal. You're gonna place the heel on the floor first and then shift that weight onto that leg. And then return towards the back foot. And we're gonna hang out for a few weight shifts on this diagonal direction, shifting front, and then shifting back. Connecting that breath again. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in. Good. On this one, let's float the front toes up. Really unweight that front foot and draw it back into your central open channel position here that we came from. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So shifting your weight onto your right foot, that left foot is nice and free. It can go anywhere it wants to. So it's gonna go on the left diagonal. Heel strikes the floor first. And then shift your weight onto it. And reverse, shift the weight towards the back. So the direction I'm shifting my weight to, that knee is softening as I accept the weight through that leg. And then my back knee is softening as I shift. Breathe into the front, that slow, controlled bend of that knee is really healthy. So we want to build control around our joints, and when we move at this speed and have to adjust to our balance and that shifting weight, that's what we're building. One more time, front. And now this last shift back, float the front toes and ease that foot back into our open channel. Gently shifting the weight side to side again. And breathe. Check back in with your shoulders and your neck. Let's come into that center location. Equal weight between both feet. Let's do that same shoulder roll, but in reverse direction. So let's float the shoulders back. The shoulder blades are coming close together, and then lift them up. Roll them front and soften everything down. Little sink of the whole body. And back. Up. Roll front and down. Connect that breath. Breathe in and out. Once more, breathe in and out. Nice. Right back to our weight shift side to side. We're going to return to the bow step, this time adding some arms and producing the movement of parting the horse's mane. So you can go ahead and hook a visual into your thinking and your imagination of a beautiful horse right in front of you with a long mane, the color of your choice. And we're going to part and stroke that mane as we move our arms gently and softly. All right, so we already know the footwork. Let's shift our weight onto the left foot. That right foot is free and it comes in just softly, so it's free to go any direction you send it to. We're gonna send it on that right diagonal again, but let's place our arms as if they're embracing a beautiful round moon between the palms. So instead of our palms facing our belly as before, now our palms are floating around that beautiful full moon. So as we step out on that diagonal, here's the horse's mane between our palms. It's right here. It must be a small horse. So as we step onto that front foot, the palms begin to stroke and part and open. That front palm is coming just a little higher and the opposite drops down. Let's shift the weight back and embrace that moon again. And just repeat that pattern a few times to get used to it, to relax into it. The legs are doing the same thing that we learned before, shifting the weight. And as you shift forward, that front knee is accepting and softening a little bit. As you shift back, the back knee is softening a little bit. Remember, you can always adjust the width of your feet. If they feel like they're too wide, just draw them closer together. 2 more times, parting the horse's mane, shifting forward and shifting back. Once more, shifting forward and shifting back. This time, float those front toes again and unweight that front foot so you can draw it into an open channel. Let's come back to our weight shift. Take a listen to your body. See where you can relax and soften a little bit more. And we haven't talked yet today about floating the head. But it's part of the language of some easy Tai Chi is imagining that the top of your head is just floating up. And I love the word float because it has very little effort or strain attached to it. So if something's floating, it's light, it's free. So think of the top of your head as light and free. And what automatically happens when you do that, your back just feels better. All right, there's a little bit of a lengthening and an opening in your torso when you float the top of your head that's not coming from muscles shortening, it's coming from things just opening up, okay? All right, we have a second side to parting the horse's mane. So let's set ourselves up, shifting the weight onto that right leg. Now our left foot is coming in and it's nice and free, ready to go on that left diagonal. But first, let's go ahead and cradle our round moon between the palms. As we advance, that left heel floats to the floor and we shift the weight forward and then wrap back around the moon. So the lower palm ends up coming a little bit higher, but really think of where that arm naturally goes. If that arm is connected to the forward movement, it's automatically going to float up a little bit and then circle around the moon. Connecting the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. See how relaxed you can get the shoulders and the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's go one more time on this side. Breathe in and out. Floating the front toes up, unweighting that foot and drawing it into center. Relax the arms by your side. Let's return to that weight shift. Noticing the bottoms of your feet. And as you shift side to side, let that nice slow sway relax your whole body. So easy back. Remember that sinking down a little bit. So if you've gotten high and tense in your back, just let it all settle down. And it should feel much better than holding tension. Relax and let go. Good. All right, coming into our center position, we're going to return to a type of movement similar to opening the heart like a flower, but the movement is going in the reverse direction. And it's called receiving rain showers from heaven. So some of these warm-ups, some of these stretches, some of these words that I'm using are actually coming from Qigong instead of Tai Chi. Qigong is just the mother practice of Tai Chi. Tai Chi fits within the practice of Qigong, which is much older and broader. So what we're going to do here is we have the same type of lift and opening and floating of the body, and then a nice sinking and settling of the body as we go. So if your shoulders are giving you any issues, you could do this with the breath in the body and get all of the same benefits while not irritating your shoulders, all right? If your shoulders are feeling okay to play with this, we're gonna send the arms out to the side, float them up any amount, and then the palms are gonna pass right down the front and the center of the body until you release down towards your sides. Again, float the arms out and up overhead. And release and sink down. What I'm doing with my head is I'm just following the movement. So as I'm floating up, I'm just opening and lifting my chin a bit. And then as I sink down, I'm settling and dropping my chin a bit. So again, the whole body is really cooperating and flowing together. Nothing's left out. And if you want to make this a little smaller for the arms, you can take them up halfway and then pass the palms right down the chest and the belly. So you don't have to take those arms all the way out and up if it doesn't feel good. All right, so adjust and make this the right size for you. One more time. Take a deep breath in and a nice exhale. Release. Returning to that weight shift side to side. Noticing how your body feels. Keep that deep breath going. Good. Coming into center, let's do one more floating movement called opening the door. I love to either start or finish a practice. This is super soft. It has that same flow of a little bit of a lift with the breath and then a little bit of a sinking down with the whole body. Okay, so we're floating the head, floating the body up, and then releasing down, relaxing. So what's happening is the arms are just floating up and out to the front a bit. Elbows drop in, palms float down. Again, breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and out. Two more times. Breathe in and out. One more time. Breathe in and out. Relax the arms all the way at your sides. Easy shoulders. Feel the floor underneath your feet. And slowly shifting the weight onto one foot so you can unweight the opposite foot and just float it in underneath the hips. There you go. And that's it. That is our easy standing Tai Chi, totally appropriate for beginners. I hope that felt good. And feel free to join us again anytime. So there's a slightly different structure in our weekly online classes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post on Mondays. It's going to be kind of the more intense hot chili pepper classes. And then on Thursdays at this time, we're going to do a rotation of more gentle, lower intensity chili pepper classes. So we will be having a rotation of things like this Standing Tai Chi, our chair class, our back care class, things really kind of appropriate for the entire community to enjoy and benefit from. All right, and then Fridays we'll still have that guided relaxation meditation class. Again, low intensity, you can do that sitting, lying, standing, focusing on relaxing and breathing well, which makes us feel better and think better, move better, and live more enjoyably. All right, so thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Peace.